When we draft with AutoCAD, oftentimes we draft objects comprising of multiple shapes like doors, furniture, that kind of thing. They all have more than one line. Well, it makes sense then that when we're dealing with these kinds of objects, we should bind them all together to make them easier to move, rotate, and modify, things like that. So, AutoCAD allows us to turn multiple shapes into blocks, basically super gluing them together. Kind of think of the Lego movie. AutoCAD's version of the Craggle is called blocking. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to draw a very simple sofa in the floor plan view. I already have my units turned to architectural. I'm going to go up 24 inches. Oh, off the screen a little. That's alright. 7 feet. Yeah, I got a long, big couch. I like those. And we'll go back down to 24 inches. Come over here, close that. I'm going to use the offset command to get my arms in place. We're going to offset about 9 inches. Big arms. I like big arms on the couch. Oh yeah, right there. And then I'm going to offset again, and I'm going to say the distance is, let's do 5 inches for the back. That looks pretty good. I'm going to type trim, all, enter, enter. I'm going to catch all of these right here. There we go. And then I'm going to put the cushions in, and I believe I'm going to go 22 inches over. And then I'm just going to mirror that off the midpoint. And there's our couch. Now that I have all the lines drawn, I want to block this object, meaning if I select the sofa, all the lines will select together. So to do that, I have to type the word block. Enter, and a window pops up. So this is the block definition window, and the first thing I want to do is name the sofa. I think I'll call him Percy. No, seriously, you should name your objects in CAD for what they are. So some of your projects may have more than one type of sofa, so I'm going to name this object Sofa 1. Just in case I need to add a different kind of sofa to my project later down the road, I can have sofa 2, sofa 3, etc., etc., etc. Alright, next I want to specify a base point, and I will click on the pick point. CAD takes me back to model space and I can pick my base point. Now, I always put my base point on the back side and in the middle of furniture, and the reason why is that most furniture is placed with its back to the wall, and having the base point placed on the back side makes placing the furniture much easier. So I clicked on the back side and in the middle. It brings me back to the block definition window. Now I want to choose all the objects that are going to be craggled together. So I'm going to choose the select objects button. I'm going to highlight all of these lines, hit enter to tell CAD that I'm done selecting everything and I'm ready to move on. You will notice that CAD created a small thumbnail of my blocked object. So as long as that looks okay, I can click OK and I am back in model space. Now when I click on the object, notice that my sofa no longer has individual lines and the sofa has a grip point centered on the back of it. So I can now take this object and I can move it around and I can modify it as I see fit. So what's cool about this is that CAD will remember this block. So if I go to the Insert tab on the ribbon and click the very first command, which is called Insert, you will see a little drop-down menu appears and there is the block I just created. I can click on that menu item and CAD will allow me to place another copy of that particular block. Very cool, right? I'm going to zoom out a little and I'm going to place that right above. Something like that. There we go. If for any reason I want to return this couch to individual lines, I highlight it and I type explode. Remember the Muppet dude? Oh yeah. And it's back to being individual lines, whereas this one is still remaining a block. I'm going to click undo, because I want this to be a block. I'm going to demonstrate some more stuff for you, but first let's pause the video. Let's have you practice making a block. You can block any shape that you draw. They don't even have to be touching. You can just block whatever you want. So play around with it a little. Get to know how the blocking command behaves. Now, let's say that I want to make some changes to this sofa without exploding it and reblocking it. I can use the block editor feature. This is the easiest way to access the block editor is to select a block, right click, and choose block editor. You'll notice that the screen grayed out a little bit. This is a lot like the array command. It goes into a special drawing mode. This one's very special because it changed the background a little bit, but it helps you remember that you're in a special drawing mode. I can still maneuver any line within this model. I go up to the home and you'll see I still have modify commands and everything like that. So let's say that maybe I actually want to drag this back a little bit. Escape. Use the extend command, click on that, enter. Let's extend these lines all the way up. There we go. Let's say I want to fillet my corners a little bit. Fillet, R for radius. Let's do 2 inches. I'm going to select my sides here. There we go. Fillet, fillet. Perfect. Interesting looking couch still, but demonstration purposes. When I'm done, I'm going to click on the Close Block Editor button here at the top of the ribbon on the very right hand side. CAD will pop up a window and will ask, hey, do you want to save the changes you just made or do you want to disregard them and exit the block editing? I'm going to save the changes to Sofa 1, and you'll notice when I come back to Model Space, not only did it update the sofa that I edited, but it also edited the copy I inserted a little while ago. So if you have 200 sofas in your hotel floor plan and you want to use the block editor to change one of them, CAD is going to change them all for you. So that's a pretty neat feature right there. So this is really all there is to blocking. At the end of the video, I want you to practice using the block editor and understand how that works and how to edit your blocks. Otherwise, in this video, you learned how to craggle shapes together using the blocking command, and you also learned how to insert a pre-drawn block and how to edit a block once it's been drawn.